हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय स्ट्रीम। मैं हूं तुम्हारा होस्ट जसमोहन और ये है मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल टंडाले। आज हम वापस से खेलेंगे गेंशिन
If you ever want to trade
इम्पैक्ट।
tactics.
ये है मेरी बेडो और ये है मेरा काजुआ। आज हम 1 घंटे के लिए देखते हैं कितना खेल सकते हैं। सो लास्ट वीक हम लोग इनाजुमा में आए थे काजुआ का लेके और हमारे दोस्त की मौत का बदला लेंगे बाल से। तो मैंने मोस्टली पूरा इनाजुमा का आइलैंड्स का मैप अनलॉक कर लिया है और जो सारे एनिमो के स्टैचूज़ हैं, ये इलेक्ट्रो के स्टैचूज़ हैं, तो उनको अनलॉक कर दिया तो मैं ट्रैवल कर सकता हूँ डायरेक्टली। तो सबसे पहले हम चलते हैं रीटो की तरफ, उधर टेलीपोर्ट करते हैं हम और हमारा जो ट्रैवलर है उसको इलेक्ट्रो की पावर लेके देते हैं। मैं ये पूरे हफ्ते में कर सकता था बट मैंने सोचा नहीं, हम स्ट्रीम के ऊपर ही हमारा ट्रैवलर को इलेक्ट्रो की पावर्स देंगे। तो कहाँ है हमारा इलेक्ट्रो? ये रहा।
Just what will we come across this time?
43 से उसको 57 लेवल पे ले आया क्योंकि हमने काफ़ी सुना है कि इलेक्ट्रो ट्रैवलर अच्छा है। तो ये स्टैचू ऑफ द सेवन वर्शिप स्टैचू ये ऑफर करे मैंने। आई थिंक मेरे को पहले ट्रैवलर पे स्विच करना पड़ेगा। ये स्विच किया, रेजोनेट विद इलेक्ट्रो, ये रेजोनेट हुए। अनलिमिटेड पावर, ये आ गए हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रो के पावर। कुछ भी नहीं था, मेरे को लगा कोई बढ़िया कटसीन होएगा, पाइमोन का डायलॉग रहेगा, इसके लिए मैं स्ट्रीम के लिए वेट कर रहा था। ये तो मजाक ही हो गया। चलो चलो कोई नहीं। अभी मैं अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं विनीत के साथ तो खेल चुका हूँ क्योंकि मैं बीच में थोड़ा बिजी था और वो इस वक्त सो गया रहेगा। सो हम अभी डायरेक्टली सिवाच स्टोरी क्वेस्ट ही खेलेंगे। विनीत के साथ नेक्स्ट वीक हम स्ट्रीम करेंगे। तो लास्ट वीक ये चिसाटो का लेटर हम उसके लवर को देना भूल गए थे। तो लेट्स कंप्लीट दिस क्वेस्ट फर्स्ट। तो ये हम इधर आ रहे हैं। गेम अटक गई है। अब हम कर रहे हैं टेलीपोर्ट। इन्होंने ये देखो, ये इनाजुमा सिटी क्या ब्यूटीफुल बनाई हुई है ना। देखो साकुरा ट्रीज ब्लॉसम हो रहे हैं, रात को लाइट्स लैंटर्न्स के थ्रू है। ये इतना बड़ा एनिमो आर्कॉन का स्टैचू है जिधर ये विजन्स एम्बेड हुए हुए हैं। और ये बाल की तरह तो बिल्कुल लग ही नहीं रही है, ये किसी और की तरह लग रही है, याए की तरह लग रही है, ऐसे पब्लिक काफ़ी स्पेकुलेट कर रही है। तो लेट्स सी आगे जाके जब 2.1 अपडेट आएगा तो पता लगेगा। ये क्या है? what a headache. Hi there, is there anything you want about Kamaji? Are you talking about Master Kamaji? What do you want from him? Chisato का letter show किया. You said this letter is from Miss Hiragi Chisato. If this letter is really from that Hiragi Chisato, I think you should talk to Master Kamaji directly. He's been taking walks near the bridge recently. Okay. और क्या, एक सेकेंड, माइक थोड़ा मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूँ एडजस्ट करने का। आई थिंक यू शुड टॉक टू मास्टर कामाजी डायरेक्टली। He's been taking walks near the bridge recently. Okay. ब्रिज के पास चलेंगे। ये बुड्ढा नहीं, बुड्ढा नहीं है, चश्मिश है। You are that traveler from abroad. What can I do for you? About Hiragi Chisato's letter. This letter, did Miss Hiragi really ask you to deliver this to me? This handwriting, it really is her. Thank goodness. Thank you for making this trip, traveler. As for the travel permit, as it's Miss Hiragi's personal request, I will naturally see it through. However, I'll need some time to prepare. How about this? Can you wait for me at Kiminami restaurant? Why do you want to go there? Well, I want a small favor from you. Recently, I was also thinking of sending something to Miss Hiragi. I wrote a letter and also requested Miss Kiminami to make some treats for me. I was planning to send them together to Miss Hiragi as a present. But if father finds out about my plans, he might be upset. Just as I was pondering what to do, you showed up. It's only a present. Is your father very strict? Father, he naturally has to be strict. I understand why he's unwilling for me to communicate with Miss Hiragi. After all, I'm a member of the Kujo clan and one of the enforcers of the Tenryu Commission. Miss Hiragi is the young lady of Kanjo Commission Hiragi clan. If I were to get close to her, it would be inevitable that someone might try to take advantage of our situation. Even though it is only a present, but in some people's eyes, it's a lot more than that. Let's not talk about these trivial matters. Traveler, please wait at the Kimi Nami restaurant for me. After I approve the travel permit, I'll bring it to you. चल ठीक है यार, दे देंगे, अपने को परमिट भी तो मिल रहा है भटकने के लिए. हालांकि हमें रोक कौन रहे थे, रीतो से निकलने के लिए चाहिए था, वो तो हम पहले ही निकल गए. ये क्या है? Owner of this. I like to buy a few things. We are still in the midst of arranging for the goods that you require. Our capacities are limited and it will take some time for the goods to be restocked, so please do come again. अरे भाई कुछ भी नहीं है इसके पास, क्या पहली बार हुआ है रे? ये क्या है? High class silk from Levi are still out of stock, but we have many new kimonos. Feel free to have a look. बाद में बात करेंगे क्या प्रॉब्लम है इनकी.
Lightning flash!
Owner of Asha Bathhouse. Aisha Bathhouse.
Why do new explorers make the same mistake?
इधर है रेस्टोरेंट. ये तो हाजी में ये रहा. आई थिंक ये रहेगा. Welcome to Kiminami restaurant. About Kajimi sweets? Ah, I've already prepared the sweets that Master Kamaji ordered. I'll bring them to you now. But I'm curious about who Master Kamaji will give this treat to. It's nothing more than a public relations gesture, Miss Kiminami. A while back, Miss Hiragi Shinsuke presented my father with a batch of fine tea. My father knows that Miss Hiragi's beloved daughter Chisato likes treats, so he told me to prepare some as a gift in return. I was worried that the delivery might take too long and there might also be unavoidable bumps during the journey, so I specifically asked for this traveler to deliver them. Miss Kiminami, can I have a look at those treats, please? I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Sure. Here are the treats. Please have a look. Everything is there. Thank you, Miss Kiminami. Let's move out of the way, traveler. I have a few more things to say to you. This is the travel permit. Please take it. With this travel permit, you can freely enter and leave Rito. Thank you. It's fine. This permit will make your delivery a lot smoother. Also, here's the letter. Did you write this letter yourself? Yes, I tried this letter in a tactful manner. I hope Miss Hiragi won't be offended by it. Please deliver this letter and the treats to Miss Hiragi. Do we have to go back again? Yeah, but this time you have the travel permit. You should have a lot more freedom than before. I'll leave it to you, traveler. I also need to go back and deal with official matters. When will I be able to go there myself? Story questions with friends. चलो अब हम आ गए रितो के अंदर वापस. अब हम जाएंगे चिसातो के पास। अनलिमिटेड पावर। देखते क्या है अनलिमिटेड पावर। ऑब्टेन द पावर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रो। एक सेकंड, अभी भी कोई है अचीवमेंट? ये चैलेंजर सीरीज, डिफीट ए मिरर मेडन विदाउट बीइंग ट्रैप्ड बाय इट्स वाटर प्रिजन। हाँ ये कर चुके हैं। ओके चलो, मेल में क्या आया है? ओके ये खत्म हो रहा है इसके लिए। हम तो खत्म कर चुके थंडरिंग सोल्जरिंग वाला। ये रही मैडम। Traveler, you've returned. I guess you've delivered my letter to Kamaji. Did you manage to get the travel permit as well? Yes, I have. Thank you. This is from Kamaji. You don't have to thank me. You should be thanking Kamaji instead. Ah, what's this? Treats and a handwritten red letter from Kamaji. Was it his request? These tricolor dango. He prepared them for me. Thank you, traveler. I'll make sure to savor these treats. As for this letter, I'll read it with great care. Thank you for your hard work. Please accept these items as thanks for your help. Who knows, I might need your help again in the future as well. हम कर देंगे, तू बड़ी काम आई है हमें। Ah, traveler, hello. Do you need anything from me today? How have things been lately? Thanks to you, I'm doing very well. Thank you for delivering the letter for me earlier. You know, it's very difficult for Kamaji and I to write to each other due to our respective positions. I believe that he must be very busy with Kujo clan's affairs. I don't want to bother him too often, eh? He said that he wanted to visit me personally. I don't think it would be possible based on the bad blood between our clans. Still, I'm very glad to know that he'd do that for me. क्या beautiful scenery है रे बाहर. If it wasn't for you, we'd probably have been unable to reach out to each other for a long while. I'm most grateful to you. It's nothing worth mentioning. You don't have to be polite. Who knows, maybe I'll need your help in the future. I've prepared a small gift for you. It's a trinket that you can wear around if you don't mind. Please accept it. क्या दिया इसने अभी? ओके अपने को एक आर्टिफैक्ट दिया इसने। चल इसको लेवल अप करते हैं।
Take this!
चलो अभी हम करेंगे एक स्टोरी क्वेस्ट। आई थिंक ये वाला कूजो एनकैम्पमेंट। चलो एक कुछ स्टोरी क्वेस्ट तो खत्म हो गया, अभी दूसरा करेंगे। लेट्स सी। यू कैनॉट अफोर्ड टू डिले एनी लॉन्गर। हाँ ये बेडो के लिए सबसे बेस्ट क्लेमोर बोलते हैं, जो इनाजुमा का क्राफ्टेबल बो है, वो वाला क्वेस्ट है। तो चलो वही करते हैं। यू कैनॉट अफोर्ड टू डिले एनी लॉन्गर। ये मियुकी बोल रही है। Almost everyone has been evacuated now. Is this not the perfect time to sort everything out? Mind your own business. Taranasuna's safety and smithing operations are our business. Don't you have shrine duties to attend to? Or are you trying to tell me that metalwork is under the authority of the Grand Narukami Shrine now? You don't have to lecture me. You really think I'd be here talking to you if I didn't have to be? It's because you aren't doing your job that the Tatarimigami's influence is now being felt even by the sacred Sakura at the Grand Shrine. That's the only reason Lady Miko sent me out there, to exercise it. Huh? How is this possible? The Grand Narukami Shrine is nowhere near here. You're far too dismissive of the Tatarigami's power. Praised to be the mighty Electro Archon, the Tatarigami core has been proven useful. It can be used as unlimited energy source. How convenient. You think that's as far as the issue with the Tatarigami goes, do you? A problem arises within the Tatarasuna's Mikage's furnace, and as far as you're concerned, the most pressing issue is a temporary halt in production?
Right. The fact we had to halt production is damaging the war effort. This is the most critical issue of all. Forget it.
Forget it. I'm only here to deal with the Thunder Sakura issue anyway. You may not like what I have to say, but I urge you to be more vigilant in how you're handling this. You brought in experts from Fontaine to work on the Mikage furnace, yes? Most of them have already left, but unless I'm mistaken, one engineer has stayed behind for equipment maintenance. What's stopping you from approaching him?
You mean Xavier? He already approached me, and he and I had a conversation. But the one managing the maintenance of the Mikage furnace is Sir Hanbeck, and he isn't here. Beyond that, I don't have authority to divulge any other further information.
That Hanbei. Never mind. This isn't getting me anywhere. Since you place such a great emphasis on authority, then let me put this to you in those terms. If this situation deteriorates any further, you can expect to be visited by someone with the authority to take this out of your hands.
As much as I appreciate the unsolicited advice, you don't need to worry yourself about this. When Sir Hanbei gets back, I'll report the situation to him. Until then, forgive me for abiding by the rules, but I can't tell you anything else.
Kahebe! Those two seem to be arguing about something. Things look quite tense. Paimon thinks they mentioned something about the Mikage furnace. Maybe something happened to this island. Let's go ask those two over there. Tatara's Tales.
One with nature. The wind knows me.
चल बात करके देखते हैं ऑफिसर से. Why is a civilian like you walking around in a military camp? You're on the battlefield for your own safety. You'd best leave now.
Who are you?
I'm Kujo Masahito, a shogunate officer. I've been stationed here in Kanazuka with orders to command the troops here. Yes, it's the same Kujo that you're thinking of. The head of the Kujo clan is my father. If you've ever heard of our clan before, then you should know what it means for me to be here. Ever since the war with Sangonomiya resistance began, this place has been rocked by turmoil. It's not a suitable place for traveling or adventuring. How's the war going? As you can see, the conflict is endless. We are in a stalemate. To be honest, if this keeps going on, it's very hard to say which side has the upper hand. While I was thinking about stratagems lately, भाई बंदे का चेहरा दिख रहा है. पूरा नहीं, आंखें नहीं दिख रही, बट मुंह दिख रहा है. स्क्वायर जबड़ा है बंदे का. Stratagems lately, my mind would often turn to my decisions of government affairs with Kamaji, my younger brother. हाँ, तेरे भाई को जानता हूँ मैं. About whether the policies in Inazuma are really correct or not. Forget it. There's no use in talking about this. And these methods are none of your concern anyway. A commoner is better off staying far away from the battlefield. कोई नहीं. तो श्राइन मेडन किधर गई? वो रही. तो चल पहले इससे बात करते हैं. Is there something I can help you with? What's all this Mikage furnace and Tatarigami talk? It's just a small problem. We need a little time to sort it out. You're an adventurer, aren't you? Bhai, who am I? This place isn't suitable for you to talk. Suitable for you or your ilk. Get out of here. ये बंदा तो भाई कुछ नहीं करने वाला. तो काम देंगे ना काम छोड़े. Miyuki, How did it come to this? What's this Mikage furnace that you guys were talking about earlier? You're an outlander, aren't you? You've got some terrible luck to have traveled to Inazuma at this time. This island is called Tatarasuna. It's a smelting pot for jade steel, which is used to forge weaponry. Are you aware about the legend of the Inazuman swords? The jade steel manufactured here is the reason that Inazuman swords are as sharp and durable as they are. So it's a weapon material? It sounds top secret. It's not that big of a secret. After all, the Chandrio Commission feels that having the ability to forge powerful weapons is something they should flaunt. A few years ago, for the purpose of expanding production capacity, they hired a team of consultants from Fontaine. They built the Mikage furnace, a machine that can fully harvest the powers of the Tatarigami. We warned them countless times not to let their guard down when it comes to the Tatarigami, but they decided to go ahead with the project anyway. After the Mikage furnace started production, most of the consultant team returned to Fontaine. Only Xavier, who we just mentioned, stayed behind in Inazuma. But during one of the previous battles, something went wrong with the furnace. The part that stored the corrupt Tatarigami energy became extremely unstable. Work has halted in Tatarasuna, and everyone was evacuated shortly after. Xavier took emergency action and he seems to have set up containment zone around the Mikage furnace. It's only a temporary solution though. He's probably still on the island now, trying to figure out a way to solve the problem for good. Meanwhile, the Shogunate is only concerned about restarting production as soon as possible. I hear that they are even considering calling the consultants from Fontaine back again, but I doubt think they'd be willing to come under the current conditions in Inazuma. And it just has to be that Hanbei guy in charge of this whole thing, doesn't it? Who's Hanbei? A manager, you could say. What is going on about procedures, articles, and applications? His first reaction is never to find the solution to the problem. Instead, it's about what form should be filled out and which powerful individual needs to be informed about the incident beforehand. He's probably in the city right now, preparing to submit whatever forms he can find. I really don't know if he's actually aware of the severity of the situation. I just hope that Xavier or our craftsman can find some way to solve the problem. If something was to go wrong with the Tatarigami inside Mikage furnace, well, if that happens, you should probably leave the island. This all sounds pretty serious. It'll affect our travel adventures for sure. Ah, you won't someone think of our poor treasures? Or won't someone think of our poor treasures? That's true, but didn't she mention that someone named Xavier is trying to find a solution? Why don't we go and take a look? It'd put our mind at ease if we could help take care of this, wouldn't it? Chalo. Thatra Tales. यहाँ पे जाने का है. It's hopeless. Hello, are you Xavier? That's right, Xavier's the name and the name's mine, but is it fate? Is it fate fair or foul that we should meet at this time and place? Pray tell, fine lad, who are you? I'm just a full adventurer. I'm here to help out. To help out, you say? I hear from the looks of your attire, we too are fellow Inazuma friars on a pilgrimage of passion. A rare pleasure, my friend. I must say I'm touched by your kind intentions, but I must also apologize for being frank in saying that I don't believe there is any help you can offer. On the way here, did you happen to see a protective cover that looks like a bubble? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay then. No, that makes sense. The containment zone's not usually visible. If you want to view it from distance, you have to employ a specific observation technique. So how do you do it? Surely you can't see it either. Not with my eyes, that's for sure. I view it by availing myself of this work, the Mikage Furnace Emergency Response Procedures Trial version. I followed the instructions to the letter. Based on the readings given by the instrument, it seems that the dome has been successfully activated. One other thing I should mention is that technically speaking, its official name is the Mikage Furnace Emergency Containment Dome. Now, as for the Mikage Furnace, Miyoki already explained. Please give me the short version. Basically, it's a super smelter built using Fontaine technology powered by the Tatarigami core brought over from the Yashirui island. Due to the impact of the current war, the Mikage furnace is now in an extremely unstable state. And what happens? I've now sealed it using the Mikage furnace emergency response procedures trial version so that the problem is almost certainly contained to a certain extent. To a certain extent. Well, it might be 893 pages long, but the trial version has no information on the measures applicable in a wartime scenario. We need to form an editors group for the trial version expanded edition first issue and have a detailed discussion on additional emergency scenario. अरे भाई, तुम लोगों ने जैसे दुनिया में डिफरेंट टेस्ट केसेस लगा के रखे हैं ना, डिफरेंट सिनेरियोज करके रखे हैं सेम चीज के लिए. Anyway, point being, even though I followed the emergency response measures, they aren't the most complete, and the environment within the containment dome has turned less than ideal, shall we say. The Mikage furnace is now ceased operation indefinitely, and the soldier that is getting incredibly anxious about it. Allegedly, Miyoki recently borrowed some of his people to arrange for the evacuation of the civilians. Now that really got him riled up. But if things continue like this, who knows? Tatarasuna might just turn into a glorious firework visible all the way from my dear home, the beautiful town of Petikora. When you say firework? In the worst case scenario, yes, it could. We have not reached that stage, but if it gets that serious, you'll look into the procedures for further guidance. Precisely. But considering it mostly deals with insurance claims and lawsuits and the like, I was rather hoping it wouldn't come to that. Recently, though, the instrument is indicating that the containment zone I activated is a little unstable, but I don't know what or where the problem is. But in my beautiful homeland on Fontaine, we would probably have a vision-wielding expert diagnose the problem. Then we will form a dedicated review panel to discuss and raise proposals, approve a solution, then organize remedial work. But with the Inazuma being the way it is now, all we can do to try to determine what might be going on through naked eye observations and my imagination. In short, you're taking a best guess. Best guess, my dear boy. Please, that is a woefully inadequate representation of what goes on. A fairer description would be observation and inference drawing on the wealth of professional experience including analogous previous cases. भाई कितना फेंक रहा है, कितना बड़ा बड़ा फेंक रहा है भाई, बहुत बड़ा बड़ा फेंकता है ये वाला बंदा. कितना बड़ा फेंक रहा है ये. Precisely. So, I guess that it could be conceivably, potentially, possibly, probably be an issue with the device containing the Tatarigami core that is having a knock-on effect on the continuing dome I installed. But even if that's the case, the readings given by this instrument seem off. Something must have happened outside the dome as well. So you're just missing your vision bearer, yes? Yeah, that's it. Under the current circumstances in the area around Mikage furnace, only a vision bearer would be well safe. Anyone else would probably make it around 3 paces. Except for me, I'm a special case. Haha. I'd have croaked about halfway through taking my first step. In short, if we only knew what exactly was going on with the Mikage furnace, I likely to be able to formulate a repair plan, but we'd still need a review panel to approve it. Wait, it would only take one person to fulfill the function of a review panel. Aha. So we are all set. Allow me to take a look. But it doesn't look like you have a vision. I'm no ordinary individual. Is that so? Alright, you swayed me. It's not technically proper procedure, but we shan't achieve anything by just sitting on the issue. And I suspect that if we left that soldier to handle it, his report would still be sitting in his superior's chest of drawers, gathering dust as the island was being blown sky high. Let me pack up here, then we'll head off. In any event, we need to get closer to the Mikage furnace to get a better idea of the situation. Perhaps we could go and investigate the surrounding area while I'm packing up. These strange readings must have something to do with whatever's happening in the Mikage furnace. Pack up. Has this been approved by a review panel? Actually, as representative of the present review panel, I've already granted myself authorization to pack up and strike camp, so no need to worry about that. भाई जो बड़े बड़े वर्ड फेंके ना बंदे ने। एक मिनट पहले ना थोड़ा देख लूं कि किधर है हम। फर्स्ट टाइम आया हूँ मैं इधर। भाई जाने ही नहीं दे रहा अंदर। चल ठीक है, अपने को इधर आने का ना, हम इधर से जाएंगे। How are these rifts formed? We need to find a way to investigate those rifts.
It's my
इधर
lucky
ये लोग
day.
खड़े हैं।
To ashes!
Blade! Lightning flash!
Clouds
My
high.
blade!
चल भाई।
You win this battle. Time to go.
छोड़ो भाई, अपन डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो रहे हैं। अपने को ये लेने का है, इलेक्ट्रो कराना। This rift is huge. Best we keep our distance. भैया इनको तो हम हरा के
It's
देंगे।
my lucky day.
Into the wind!
Lightning flash!
I've still got some kick. Men! Fall back!
क्या है यार, बेड़ो मर गई।
Life goes on.
My blade!
The wind knows me. crew.
वापस मर गई।
Silver. Oh.
Into the wind. Following thunder.
अरे आई थिंक हम बेडो का क्वेस्ट नहीं कोई दूसरा क्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। उसमें चेस्ट कलेक्ट करने थे ना हमको। आई थिंक हम बेडो वाला क्वेस्ट नहीं कोई दूसरा कर रहे हैं।
Let me try my blade. Take this!
I'm ready.
The wind knows me. Falling leaves adorn my night, one with nature. Wind strike. Time to go.
ये बेडो को करो जिंदा, ठीक है। और भाई बेनेट लो। भाई बिना बेनेट के कर ही नहीं पाएंगे भाई इस वक्त।
Gonna be epic.
Heck. अपने को ये भी लेने पड़ेगा। समन इलेक्ट्रोग्राम। Oh, what a huge rift. भाई जाने नहीं मिल रहा। This cliff's looking more dangerous by the second. Oh, Electroculus. Silly. ये क्या कर रहा है इधर? चचा क्या कर रहे हो?
Back off! Wheel of life.
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
Everybody stand back!
It's over.
तुम भले ही पायरो वाले हो, हम भाई डबल पायरो है। ओनी खाबूतू, ओनी खाबूतू। आई थिंक नीचे से जाना रहेगा।
I
हाँ,
follow the wind.
पर तू ही क्या कर रहा है?
Time to go. Into the wind.
Nice. Not bad.
What's going on?
Back off! Don't be a killjoy. Just be
One with wind and cloud, one with nature.
power that ended Haishan. Teamwork is dreamwork.
आओ बेटा, कौन लड़ेगा मेरे से?
This rift must have something to do with the Fatui, huh? ये फतुई कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहे हैं। ये फतुई आते हैं ना जिधर कुछ ना कुछ काम बिगाड़ के ही जाते हैं, इनकी वजह से ही कुछ हुआ है। रुको, अभी बात करते हैं जेवियर से कि भाई ये फतुई का लफड़ा है। देख भाई, अपुन आ गया उधर, अपने को फतुई दिखा। अपुन खड़ा कैसे है? Phew, the situation looks stable at least. The situation with the Mikage furnace, yes indeed, from my observations, the internal build-up of Tatarigami energy doesn't seem too high. The reason I initially activated the dome was to stop people from going inside, mostly because of the legal liability it puts on us. Basically, if too much energy accumulates inside, then this dome is completely useless. The main thing here is that everything's looking good right now, so it's happy days. No need to pour over mundane details at this point. So, how is the dome looking? It's got 3 rifts in it and a whole load of Fatui. Rifts? Wait a minute, Fatui? What are those sliced Nesdians doing all the way out here? Whatever it is, it can't be good. Whatever it is, it's connected to the Mikage furnace. You really think so? If that's the cause of the issues, that really complicates things. Goodness gracious, how can this be happening? I'm just a humble engineer. I only wanted to come here to do a little research, do some filming, get a taste of Imazuna's delightful cultures, etc. How did I go from that to being caught up in this whole mess? It began as a simple technical issue, then that soldier turned up and all of a sudden it's somehow a process issue. Then somewhere during the said process, it transformed again into an Inazuman domestic affair that outlanders are strictly prohibited from interfering in. And now the Fatui are here? If it goes on like this, the nature of this problem is going to change quite radically indeed. It's all the Fatui's fault. I sympathize with you, bro. If you've had similar experience before, drawn into a measly situation that fundamentally has nothing to do with you whatsoever, that's unfortunate. Huh, whatever. I'm here now. I'm the only person capable of resolving the issue with the Mikage furnace. Technically, ignoring it would be compliant decision both in terms of process and in terms of who have jurisdiction over it. But I can't just leave it unresolved. Perhaps I just need to accept that for a researcher, this is just the way of life. Or, as we just say in Fontaine, c'est la vie. If the Fatui are really here to try and get their hands on the Tatarigami energy inside the Mikage furnace, then the containment dome should be a major stumbling block to their plans. Were those rifts also? Indeed. There is no doubt in my mind that the Fatui are bleached tangentially related to those rifts. I see. So it's those cracks in the containment dome that are causing my instruments to give this enormous readings. I must say, they are very stealthy. They managed to make it all the way here, damage the dome and access the inside of the Mikage furnace without anybody finding out. The Fatui are good at acting in the shadows. The Fatui are good at everything except doing good. If that's the case, that's a real possibility here that they've already made it inside. If they're left to their own devices in there, what if they do destroy the Mikage furnace? Are the Fatui really so reckless? If it exploded, they would share the same fate as everyone else. I wouldn't put it past them. Dear me, they are truly daring. First things first, we must find a way to scare them off. Give me a moment to think. I've got it. Since they decided to sneak inside the Mikage furnace quietly, it must mean that they wish to avoid a direct confrontation with the shogunate. So all we need to do is make some sort of big dramatic gesture to make them think that the shogunate is already onto them. That might just make them more cautious in their approach, which will make our investigation much easier. Dramatic gesture? Do you know of the Kojima cannon? It's a big gun built using the latest technology powered by electro. The shogunate had a few of them installed on this island for military purposes, since this is where the front line was. But as the war went on, things changed, and now they are currently sitting there unused. Things changed? What exactly? You'd have to ask our soldier friend, but I'm sure he'd only tell you that he's not at liberty to disclose classified military intelligence. If you want my take, I think the shogunate's army underestimated the sophistication of their enemy. They installed the Kamujima cannons, hoping to halt Sango no Miya's advance with the overwhelming firepower. But although the Kamujima cannon does indeed pack quite the punch, it has a limited field of fire and is not very mobile. But most importantly, the big artillery guns like this need several people to operate them, and maintenance is a real headache. Trying to defend the Mikage furnace and Kamujima cannons at the same time meant that our soldier friend and his comrades were spread out too thinly. So ultimately, it actually gave Sangonomiya an opportunity. After making it past the Kamujima cannon's field of fire, they quickly took down the forces guarding the Mikage furnace. Before the shogun's army could get emergency reinforcements to the Mikage furnace, they had already withdrawn from there and started attacking from different directions. भाई कितना बड़ा quest है ये, कितना बकता है ये, खत्म कर भाई. Constantly being dragged back and forth kept the shogunate's forces fully occupied, so when the Mikage furnace started having problems, they were forced to halt production. Meanwhile, the Kamuijima cannons installed in the vial became essentially useless against the kind of tactics employed by Sangonomiya's side. Suffice it to say, as far as the fight on the island went, Sangonomiya had the upper hand. So, did Sangonomiya damage the Mikage furnace? I don't think so. They should be well aware that the Tatarigami seed inside wouldn't treat Sangonomiya or the shogunate any differently from each other if the Mikage furnace was destroyed. All they want is to continuously harass and attack the Mikage village, to be a nuisance to the shogun's army, and so slowly wear them down. I wonder who it is that is planning all these precise attacks from the Sangonomiya side. Well, that's enough chit chat. Whatever the case, the Kamuijima cannon will definitely cause an unimaginable ruckus, which is just what we need. Finally, no more chit chat. Bhai khatam kar. As a result of some of miraculous coincidence, I actually know how to operate the cannon. Does this miraculous coincidence have to do with the with Fontaine? It's high tech from Fontaine again, isn't it? Well, I won't get much deeper into it, but we have other technologies besides just maintaining and producing equipment. Are you going to fire at the furnace directly? As I've said before, the containment zone is meant for stopping people from entering. The Fatui have already broken through, that much you've seen with your own eyes. Though it may seem like it's just a few small tears, the truth of the matter is that the dome is actually barely holding up. If they are left unchecked, even if the Mikage furnace is alright, they'll definitely find other ways to cause problems. If we don't destroy the dome, we'd have to go through the 3 tears that the Fatui made to repair the Mikage furnace. We'd be fish in a barrel for those Fatui to shoot. But if we destroy it altogether, not only would it shock the Fatui and provide us with an advantage opportunity, it would also allow us to have more routes to choose from. Besides, if we can repair the Mikage furnace in time, everything will return to normal, even if we do destroy the containment zone. Have a little faith in me and in the marvelous technology of my homeland Fontaine. अरे हाँ भाई, तेरा Fontaine बहुत बढ़िया, बट तू चुप करना भाई, कितना बकेगा? 10 मिनट हो गया तेरे से बात करते करते. Come, let me mark the location of the Kamuijima cannons for you on the map. Don't we need some projectiles? अरे भाई क्यों पूछ रहा है? कर लेंगे. बेडो से मैं इलेक्ट्रो एनर्जी डालवा दूंगा यार. Normally we would, and the cannons use a very special type of projectile. That's why the shogunate is so lax about leaving those huge cannons in the wild. But as I've said before, I happen to know how to operate this kind of cannon. What I also know is how to make use of electro to bypass our projectile related limitation, but since neither of us has a vision, if we are to get hold of some stable elemental energy power, we we should go ask the treasure holder if we might borrow a few of those curious small bottles in which they seal some. Don't worry, I can control the elements. But you're not a bearer of the vision. I guess we all have our own little secrets. I won't pry. Then, on behalf of our special review board, I will be entrusting you with this task. I'm confident that we will make a wonderful team. भाई यार तू खत्म कर भाई, कितना बका है इसने. पका दिया बंदे ने यार, बक बक करके बक 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 करके.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
पका है यार इसने. इतना भाई, इतना. तीन आइलैंड्स है. आई थिंक यही है. तीन कैनन्स फायर करने ना. हमें ये देखना पड़ेगा एक बार वापस से ना.
Time to go.
Okay. आई थिंक यही है, बट अपने को ये आइलैंड पे जाने का है. अरे देखा. You just adjust elevation, orientation, operate, aim and fire. Fire! Fire! और ऊपर. ओ भाई. Fire! नीचे. Fire! अब तो फूटेगा ये. चलो एक हो गया.
Time to go.
एक हो गया. दूसरा इधर है.
Time to go.
कैनॉट तेरी भाई, ये तुम लोग को इधर खड़ा रहना जरूरी है.
Let's get down to business with nature.
Everybody stand back!
My blade.
Life goes on.
The wind knows me.
Let's light it up! Eyes on me!
This will do!
Wind strike.
मार। ये मार। अभी लास्ट है इधर ऊपर, तो उड़ के जाएंगे। चलो अभी ये फटाफट कंप्लीट करता हूँ और फिनिश करता हूँ। आई थिंक वो ऊपर है कैमरा। काजुहा
One with nature.
ये रहा ऊपर ये। ऊपर ले ऊपर ले ऊपर ले ऊपर ले। मार इसको, मार इसको। फाइनली बस अभी एक क्वेश्चन जितना जल्दी खत्म हो सकता है करना है। Let's report back to Xavier. Knock knock. Xavier या Javier. He's either Xavier or Javier. भाई बहुत बकेगा ना ये भाई, सो जाऊंगा मैं अगर ये और बकाना बहुत, मैं सो जाएगा। You're back. My, that was loud. My eardrums are still ringing. After hearing the cannons, the Fatui will most certainly suspect that the Shogunate has become aware of their activities. Still, something seems off here. Why hasn't Tatarigami's energy begun to leak out after the containment dome was destroyed? Could it be that some sort of Mikage furnace systems are still operational and have already purified some of the energy? Or perhaps the Fatui are collecting that energy? Whatever the case may be, please take this opportunity to go and find out. Watch out, it's a Fatui. Oh, aage.
The wind knows me.
Aren't you with the Shogunate army? And I thought they'd wised up a little. And if you're not with the Shogunate, then disappear.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds come. The wind knows me.
Like I went too far.
Khatam. Goodness me, they don't beat around the bush, do they? This is how the Fatui roll. The lack of care for the delicacies of law are really... well, God. The further they are from me, the better. It seems like the target is the Tatarigami energy, which is within the Mikage furnace. Go check up on the status of the storage device inside the Mikage furnace while the Fatui are distracted by all this ruckus we are making. If you encounter any Fatui, why, take them out. I have every confidence in your abilities. हाँ भाई छोड़ भाई तू भाई बहुत get close. तू भाई छोड़ दे मेरे पे, मैं कर लेगा. ये श्राइन मेडन है.
Back off! The insolent shall punish. Where are you?
I think यही है वो.
Power that ended high shot!
इधर की मिलेगा हमें.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night into the wind.
Adventure time. Off we go. Yeah, everybody stand back.
ओ भाई साहब 43K बेनेट का.
Mirror images
as one with wind and cloud.
Out of my sight. Let's light it up! You can't hide. Her magic power flows through me! I'm going in! Back off! Let's light it up! Winter shall eventually come.
यही है, अपने को की मिलना चाहिए इधर। Sir Katsugiri discussed the matter of sneaking deep into the night with the armory officer.
Wheel of life.
पर जाना है यार।
Faster? Okay, faster.
भाई अटक ही गया है, कैसे जाऊँ? वापस से इधर से जाना पड़ेगा। चलो 5 मिनट और फिर मैं ख़त्म करता हूँ, बाकी बाद में करेंगे।
Faster?
अभी मेरे को
Okay.
इधर कुछ है।
One with nature.
भाई गिरते गिरते बच्चा। This should be the Mikage furnace. Javier mentioned that there's a device that contains the Tata Yongani core in there. Let's record it down and let him have a look.
Follow the wind.
क्या करना है? एक है पिक्चर। लेट्स रिपोर्ट बैक टू हावियर। लेट्स सी, आई होप इससे ज़्यादा बड़ा क्वेश्चन ना हो।
Wheel of life.
Did you find the device? Yes, and I took a picture of it. ले भाई रख। Let me take a look. Good, good. It hasn't suffered too much damage. If all the other emergency systems are working normally, most of the energy circuits inside the device should have been cut off already. That I would consider great fortune, even amidst our many miseries. I have a few more preparations to make. I also need to give the problems we face here at the Mikage Furnace some thought. Come find me after a while. We still have a lot of work to do here. Quest completed. Finally. चलो, मेन क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट हो गया। आज के लिए इतना ही बेटर है। अगर इतना ही करेंगे तो बेटर है। और ज़्यादा मैं कर तो सकता हूँ, बट थोड़ा बाद में करेंगे तो बेटर होता है। अभी मेरे को थोड़ा दोस्तों के साथ मिलना है, कुछ काम है, तो पहले वो कर लेंगे। तो आई होप आपको मेरी ये वीडियो सीरीज़ पसंद आ रही है गेंशिन इम्पैक्ट की। तो आप मेरे वीडियो को लाइक करोगे और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करोगे। सो मैं आपको ये व्यू के पास लाके छोड़ता हूँ। ये मेरा काजुआ बाय बाय बोल रहा है आपको। बाय बाय बाय। चलो बाय। नेक्स्ट टाइम गेम स्ट्रीम करेंगे तब मिलते हैं।